Lots of talk these days about a guaranteed annual income. Does that mean that if you don't want to work, that you get a salary and you can do whatever you want? I don't know, but this gentleman knows. Dan McTeague, he's a Liberal member of Parliament for 19 years. Thanks for joining us here at Above George Restaurant. We want to know about exactly, because you've had chats about this. You've been in government.
Yeah.
And I know it's been thrown around for years. And some people say, well, it's too expensive, or you lose a work incentive, or it's just not fair to those who are working. What's the story?
Well, I remember talking to Christine Stewart about this years ago when we were dealing with guaranteed annual income as a solution, as an alternative to some of the programs that were out there. Put it all under one bush, and then, of course, when you're able to do so, tax back the difference if they happen to be making more than a certain threshold. A minimum income. Sounds great in theory, but, of course, very impractical given...
Why?
Well, because people's circumstances change, because we have a suite of federal and provincial programs in which you would probably wind up with duplication. And what's the impetus for all this is really the CERB, created out of an unusual pandemic, a lifetime in which we've never seen such a situation where so many people are out of work at the same time.
You mean the $2,000 a month?
Well, yeah, $2,000 a month, but we have existing programs that will help people in circumstances, the so-called social safety net.
Right.
So rather than going about and saying, all right, look, we have a major crisis, the pandemic is going to end, and continue a program that was meant specifically for the uniqueness of this pandemic, why would we then want to immerse ourselves into something that could lead to substantial dislocation of some of the programs, overspending, and likely lead the government to much higher costs?
So the question you said, why would we do this? Why will they do it?
Well, they'll do it because it's an election coming up. They need to call that election. I have no doubt in my mind that Justin Trudeau in the next few days is going to pull the plug. He's going to pull the plug because if he doesn't, he can't face a new Conservative leader for any extended period of time in the House. He's going to see the WE scandal come right back and a whole lot of other expenditures, like the $150 billion that the former Minister of Environment can't simply account for. So there's a lot of other issues that are percolating right now in a minority government. The Liberals really have a window of opportunity, and they're going to use that to call an election and say money for everybody.
Do you not think that the newspapers and the news journals in this country will bring all that out?
I don't think they have done a good job at doing it to begin with. And I hate to say it, but when you're beholden to Unifor, or you're beholden to organizations which receive money from the government, like pollsters, it seems to me that we're in a very different environment than we were 15 years ago.
You don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Absolutely not. And I think that's clear. What's going to happen here is that I'm not expecting any great breakthroughs. Look, we know why media is in trouble. And bottom line is that they're not going to bite the hand that feeds them. More importantly, this is an opportunity for continuation. And it may get worse under a government that says no to CBC.
Bite my hand.
There you
Dan
go.
McTeague, 3 minutes. Thanks very much.
Good to be here.
Thanks for watching. Parliament's coming back. A lot of big public issues coming up, and we're going to be covering them all here. So please subscribe to the show. There's a button right up here on your screen.